Big story at 6, closing time in the McDonnell corruption trial. Both sides made their final statements before handing the case to the jury.
Prosecutors say the former governor took bribes. The defense said the government's case has holes in it, that Bob McDonnell never did anything corrupt regarding Johnny Williams or his company Star Scientific. 10 on your side's Andy Fox is live in Richmond with a wrap-up and a look at what's next. Andy?
Yeah, at this hour, Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Dry is giving the government's final rebuttal to the defense closing. He is maintaining that the McDonnells were involved in a corrupt conspiracy, that there was a quid pro quo, and he is upholding that. Of course, the defense came out and said that is, in the words of the attorney, silly. A very touching scene up in the courtroom. As I was coming down, the McDonnell children were gathered around their parents' son, Sean, openly weeping on his father's shoulder. A very tough morning for the McDonnells as the prosecution laid out its closing arguments. Assistant U.S. Attorney David Harbach, seen here on the right, for 2 hours laid out what he called the corrupt deal between Johnny Williams and Governor Bob McDonnell. Harbach called it a quid pro quo. An email McDonnell sent Williams. Do you want me to call your lawyer for the certificate for the loan? That is the quid, Harbach said. Harbach called the quo the next part of the email. Please see me about an anti-block issue at BCU and UVA. When defense attorney Henry Asbill did his closing argument, he reminded the jury Bob McDonnell gave Johnny Williams nothing. And just because Bob and Maureen are married, that doesn't make them conspirators. Asbill went after what he called the long arm of the federal prosecution, that this case never should have gone to trial, that Bob McDonnell did not have to report the loans he's accused of leaving off the bank forms. Bob McDonnell had finances, and Asbill hit the reasonable doubt hard with the jury. Try as they have, Asbill said, they have not found anything what McDonnell did for Johnny Williams.
The defense is going to try to drive a very big wedge in the notion that there was a partnership and a bargain. They're going to say that Johnny Williams was clearly corrupt. They're going to go back to what they said in the opening statement, that Johnny Williams was a master salesman, duped the First Lady, in some ways even duped the governor into thinking he was a true friend.
That Johnny Williams basically duped the McDonnells. Henry Asbill, in his closing, mentioned some of the jury instructions, which will be very important, that favor his client. Number one, that there is no suggestion that Bob McDonnell broke any state laws, that what was happening was not out of the ordinary, and that evidence of good character can create reasonable doubt. Asbill spent a lot of time talking about reasonable doubt. Everyone that came through, including the government's witnesses, praised Bob McDonnell for who he is as a man, and that when he was called a liar and a cheat by the U.S. attorney, that was uncharacteristic of the witnesses that came through, even the government witnesses. I'm Andy Fox in Richmond, 10 on your side.
Or now, the people who will decide the McDonnell's fate. The jury is made up of 7 men and 5 women. 7 of the jurors are white and 5 are black.
And over the weekend, as we wait for deliberations, catch up on the case on wavy.com. We have a timeline of events as well as pictures of the evidence in the case.